Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Mischief. Richie here, where I talk about my favorite thing in the entire world. Goddamn cryptocurrency, that's right. So we are here. I'm about to jump into a X Spaces with SUI India, where we have the opportunity to basically introduce SUIDEX to the Indian community. Just waiting for them to start up the spaces. I'm in there at the moment. And we'll also have in there Crypto Michael, who is he's the CEO in the docs of SUIDEX and the head of Stack Meridian, who are the team who have created SUIDEX for us. So pretty excited to, you know, hear what's happening with SUI India and to pitch what's going on with SUIDEX. We are just waiting up for our hackathon. We're just at the moment we're in the onboarding stage. So if you are a SUI Move developer and you want to win a part of $5,000, then definitely go to suidex.org, just down there. Register. The hackathon, we're going to be starting it imminently, a couple days basically.
Hey everyone.
Oh, we're going. Okay.
You all are doing great. So we'll wait for a minute or two for folks to join. In the meantime, quick audio check. If you can hear me, just react with a thumbs up emoji.
They're just getting ready, just listening. Don't know if you can hear that when I'm on my face. Can you still hear the audio of the room or not? Let me know. Let me know, chat. Wise DJ says SUIDEX is going to be great. Register now. Register for the hackathon now, because we've already registered for the private raise. The private raise is done, sold out, and we've been in talks with a lot of auditors in the past couple of days, trying to find the right one. Some of them are extremely, ridiculously expensive. Actually, came in one today, 60 grand. Nice. So for our first audit, we are trying to get around
All
about
right.
five.
Looks like we
Five
are
to 10,000.
good to go. Reset, can we start?
Yeah, we can start.
Cool. So firstly, just a quick
Let's go.
intro about me. I am Bhavya. I work closely on SUI India's initiatives, and I also run this community called as First Movers, which is a community on SUI for both technical and non-technical builders. It's where you can contribute meaningfully to the SUI ecosystem, get great proof of work, turn your efforts into exciting opportunities. So before we dive in for today's call, just to set the agenda for the space today, we'll first start with a quick roundup of what's been happening across the whole SUI ecosystem, some interesting updates as well as the gossips or FUDs, whatever you would call it. Then we also have two awesome guests for this call. Firstly, we have Michael, who works with SUIDEX. He'll be sharing details about the upcoming hackathon. And then we have Lakshya joining us. He's a college student and a deep on-chain explorer. So through being on-chain on SUI, he turned out not just uh, on-chain explorer. Rather, his journey has been super rewarding. After they speak, we'll open it for audience questions. So if anybody wants to ask anything, they could. So, all right, kicking off with some ecosystem updates first. First up, Wormhole has expanded its NTT. So, NTT stands for the native token transfers, and they have expanded it to SUI and MMT Finance or Momentum Dex. It's the first DEX on SUI to actually support these NTT powered assets. This means that there'll be more smoother native token transfers across chains and while preserving the token properties. So pretty big step for cross-chain infra on SUI. Next, Hadel just got listed on Upbit, the Hadel token, which is one of the largest Korean exchanges. So SUI projects are seriously getting exposure in Asian markets, or I would say globally on every exchange. Then we have got Scallop partnering up with Backpack Wallet, and they are running a campaign with up to 10K dollars in their native token SCA rewards. So if you are into on-chain activity and testing dApps, worth checking out. Now comes some hot gossips and FUDs. So on the community side, ICAS TG is reportedly around the corner, but some users have shared their disappointment with the way the airdrop structure has been planned. So let's see how it goes. Also, Popkins, which managed to actually mint and sell 25,000 NFTs on Sui, which is quite a big number, and the whole launch and minting everything was quite efficient. But post mint, the prices haven't held well, and there's been some chatter in the community around that. So still early days, and feedbacks and improvement around what they should be doing, people have been suggesting. So these feedbacks, they help projects improve. By the way, very curious to know who all of you managed to mint uh, Popkins on the mint date. I see very few hands, so you would have bought it on the secondary market. Next update.
Yeah.
Next update is around DLorean or the DMC token. So they recently launched its token, and there was no vesting, and it launched on Binance Alpha, which is, I would say, not a very sweet spot these days. So the price action has been rough so far, but hopefully it will cover up just like every other project does in the initial days. And finally, after the recent exploit, the king Cetus is now back and fully functional. Good to see infra bouncing back strong. So yeah, these were the few updates around Sui, around the latest FUDs, and yeah, Sui ecosystem has been doing pretty well. There has been reports by Grayscale, reports in the recent traction numbers by Pith Network. So Sui network is doing pretty well. All right, let's now bring up an interesting section. So I would let's now bring up our first guest, Michael, who's been doing some great work with SUIDEX. Uh, is Michael a speaker? Yes, Michael is a speaker here. So hey, Michael, how are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Bhavya. Yeah, we are doing fine. And how are you guys doing? Let us know.
We are doing absolutely great. Firstly, thank you so much for joining this live space. And
Yeah,
love for you to walk us through what you have been building on SUIDEX, and also very excited to know about the hackathon you are hosting.
yeah. So basically, I'm the co-founder and developer of SUIDEX with my partner Crypto Mischief. He's a Richie. He's a YouTuber. So from past 6, 7 years, we are into DGen space, from Phantom to BSC to every blockchain we have covered. Now, this part, we are building a DEX in Sui blockchain. So maximum, you might know that maximum DEXs in Sui works like V3 in EVM chains. Okay, no one is able to yet create a DEX like V2. So we have created a DEX which is like a fork of V2, let's say Pancake, and there we are bringing in first time we are bringing yield farming through our Victory and Sui tokens. Okay, and we will be bringing AI technology to this DEX also, so that people can use AI to use this DEX. Okay, and so far we are doing great. So we have finished our development, or let's say we are doing the last moment integration for our DEX and farms and token locker, and soon we are going to uh, like start our hackathon. We will announce the dates for the hackathon. So we are inviting all the developers in Move and Sui to join our hackathon and try to hack it, try to find bugs, and there will be $5,000 as rewards for them. Okay, so we want this hackathon to be successful due to the hack on Cetus, which was audited by some great companies. Yet and public testnet. Okay, so this is the story so far, and soon after hackathon, we are talking to some audit firms also to do the audit to launch it as safe protocol as possible. We need to avoid any type of possible hacks or bugs in our decks. So that is the story so far, and we have been building this from like 6 months now. From January, we have started the build, and though it is too complicated, but yet we have achieved to build it, and we are doing great. And SUIDEX is also here, and my team is also here who are listening, who has made this the UI, the uh, smart contract part. So everyone is here. If you have any questions to answer, Vice Dejan is also here. He is also an a team from SUIDEX, and SUIDEX headquarter. Our Twitter handle is also here. So yes, Bhavya.
Thanks for the great intro, Michael. So, before moving ahead, would like to ask two questions. Firstly, like there are a lot of V3 dexes, and you wanted to bring the, I would say, primarily the V2 dex for SUI. So, V3 provides more functionality, that is by capital efficiency and other things. So, why do you feel that there should be a V2 dex on SUI?
See, my simple thing will be if you see on DSC or it right now also you will see more liquidity is in V2 than V3 because V3 there has some price actions, there are rewards that are not like particularly everyone cannot use it. You need to have some kind of expertise, or you will get losses if your price actions is going away from you. You will get some losses. Okay, so mostly you will see now also um, big projects, many big projects, big liquidity is in V2 because it is simple. Maybe I'm wrong. My thinking, maybe I'm wrong, but V2 is still people are using and their farms and the way the rewards are given in V2 liquid LPs. That what makes me quite use to use it well, right? Wise Degen needs to Flurry needs to speak. Okay, Flurry, over to you.
Hi guys, Wise DJ here. I just wanted to speak on behalf of SUI Dex and SUI Dex HQ.
Yeah, Vice Dejan, you can continue.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm here to represent SUI Dex and SUI Dex HQ and Crypto Mischief, who is behind the SUI Dex HQ X page. I've known Richie and been working with him for 5 years, and he's shown nothing but integrity. And when he builds something, he does it with pure transparency, integrity, safety, stability, 100%. And me personally, for the last about a year, I've been all in on SUI Network. I'm very educated on how the Move language works and how the SUI Network blockchain and its object-centric model works. And me and Richie are very involved in the community. We built trust with many different projects. We hold spaces all the time. So starting with Web 2, I think for us, we wanted to keep it simple to start off, to make it not too complicated for people to engage with. Because a lot of people told us when they go to the wallet and they see other yield farm options, they're overwhelmed by choices and they don't know what it all means. So if you go to the suidex.org when the testnet is available, you can see that the UI is a much simpler, easier one to use than any ones that you've seen in the wallet. And we also had a private raise, and it was kind of like a test of engagement. You know, how many people are interested in this. And within the first 13 minutes, we reached the $100,000 cap for the liquidity raise. We were planning on going 2 hours, and it was basically immediately. So that shows us right there that we have a lot of people interested in getting involved, because a lot of people trust my reputation. They trust Richie's reputation from his YouTube channel, and Stack Meridian and Michael is a great team as well. And Richie also has 2 advisors that have been guiding him, and they're very successful with the farms that they have been a part of in the past. And I know that Richie's going to do everything he can to make it as safe and stable as possible. And it's also going to give people a chance to have the community check the safety and stability of the farm. That's what the hackathon's for. And not just for securing it, but also for creating. It's going to give people a chance to create other aspects on the farm itself and on the decks. There's going to be GameFi, other options, anything that if you're a developer, you could add. Now's your chance to sign up. You can go to suidex.org. I put it on the Jumbotron. And if you're a developer, you can have a chance to win part of the $5,000 in prizes for participating. So we're pretty excited about the launch. It's been 7 months in the making. And I'm really excited for it.
Pretty cool. That was really solid. Cool to see more infra and community tools getting built out on SUI. And yeah, this hackathon is quite different. Not unlike other hackathons where you just have to build products. You are actually testing out a great dApp. So yeah, pretty much excited for this. Also, any other details you would like to give to our speakers about the upcoming hackathon?
Well, one thing I wanted to mention is I'm actually friends with the person that found the exploit in the SUIDEX flash loan smart contract in March before the hack even happened, Tyler Simpson. So he's going to be taking a close look at it. And, I feel if he can find any flaws in the SUIDEX flash loans, that the farm that Richie and Michael have built should be fairly easy to make sure that it's stable and secure. And we definitely want to hear from SUIDEX, because that is Richie from Crypto Mischief behind that account, and he has his hand up. So, he's the man that made it all happen.
Yeah. Hi, how are you all doing? Yeah, so my name is Richie. You could find me on X also under Crypto Mischief. And I guess I'm the founder or co-founder of SUIDEX. I just wanted to weigh in on the question there that you had, Bava, about the V2 versus V3 and why. Why did we choose to make or go for a V2 style protocol as opposed to going for V3? There's a couple reasons for this. The first one I'd have to say is because on SUI, there are already great V3 protocols already running. We have so many. There's Bluemove, there's Turbos, there's Cetus, and they have so much market share that it's almost impossible to start up a new DEX and try and get in there without having, to be honest, hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of dollars of capital to put behind it, right? So when I was thinking that we wanted to start creating on SUI, because I also love the SUI code language, I think it is the future of crypto. I've been doing this for 6 years, and how I've made a lot of the income that I've made from cryptocurrency hasn't been really from hodling coins, and it's not really even been from meme coins. I've made most of my crypto cash from yield farming, right? And either V2 or V3. The problem with V3 yield farming is its complexity and the fact that not everyone can get it. You have to be able to not only predict the market and set your range, but then understand how when you should either split your range if you have gone out and possibly eat impermanent loss, or sit and wait for yourself to go back in range. And people can lose quite a lot of money from V3 farming if they are not really trained up on it. And it does stop. It is a bit of a way of gatekeeping out the newcomers into crypto, which there are a lot of new people on SUI who have never been exposed to cryptocurrency before. So when I was thinking about what kind of DEX and what kind of reward system and economy we could make on SUI, I wanted to go for a simpler approach, because that's what SUI goes for. SUI attempts to onboard people in the simplest possible way. Look at Slush Wallet. You can sign into it through ZK logging with your Gmail. It's unbelievable, right? So for our reward economy, I wanted to find a way where we could reward a coin, our victory coin, for people who provide liquidity on the DEX. But we wanted to find the simplest way that they could do that. And that would be go to the DEX. You see, okay, I add this coin and this coin, 2 coin liquidity. I put it into SUIDEX, I earn victory coin. We do have a lot of in-depth tokenomics on how we want to sustain victory and make sure that it is a valuable coin, which has many use cases and can earn incredible yield for people who want to use it as a yield generation token as well. But I thought the earning or the mining of victory token had to be the simplest possible way. I have a question, would be, how many people here would use CETUS and keep the CETUS coin? Does anyone use CETUS coin for anything? Is there any great benefit that I've yet to see on owning and using CETUS coin as a yield earning asset? I haven't really seen it, right? And this, I can see this across
Just
many.
give me a moment.
Yes, sure.
CETUS has an earning movement. Like you can convert your CETUS into X CETUS and you can farm yields. It is somewhere around 30% APR or something. But there's lock-in period for it.
Yes, exactly. And it's for me, I've never found it as lucrative, or as, if I think back to a protocol like PancakeSwap, what can I do with Cake token to earn? There are so many ways, because Cake is such a high volume coin and a high yield coin in a way, right? There are many ways to pair Cake token up in lots of different places to start earning on it. And this is the kind of approach I want to take with SUIDEX. We're not here to compete with anybody. We're here on SUI to build. And that's why, again, we're having the hackathon. We want to be 100% transparent with what kind of protocol we are running, how it works, how you can get rewarded from it. We'll have lots of strategies to introduce to people about how you can simply earn with SUIDEX, and also encouraging other people to come on board and build with us so that we can continue creating on SUI and onboarding more people from other chains and even people not inside of crypto into SUI, because they know that it's not only a friendly, transparent, and safe place, but it can also be very profitable. And that's the summary of why I thought we would just go for it and get going with this build and do it, right? So that would be my introduction for the project.
Pretty cool. So yeah, best of luck to you guys for making this great project and for having this great hackathon. So yeah, definitely hackathons are a great way to learn, build, and win. But also bounties is also something very exciting. So just to give you a brief, so we at First Movers have also dropped a new bounty which is related to SIPs, just similar to the EIPs or Ethereum Improvement Proposal. So on SUI, it is SUI Improvement Proposals, where you have to research and make a simple dashboard to summarize and put all the bounties at one place. So you can hop into the First Movers Discord to check it out and stay updated on upcoming bounties. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for the intro and telling more about the coming hackathon. Hopefully, there will great participation in it, and
Yeah.
looking forward to.
If you would like to know some details on the hackathon, I can share some if you are interested.
Yeah, please.
So for the hackathon, we've chosen two tracks to keep it simple. The first is simply secure, and the second track is create. We chose 2 tracks because we know that not everybody is an auditor and keen on security, and I know there are a lot of creative people on SUI as well. Usually hackathons pick one lane, but we decided to do both. So the kickoff for the hackathon, we will soon announce the date of it, and we want to kick off the hackathon live. It's going to be 3 stages of a live broadcast. The first will be going through the protocol and UI to show how it works. The second will be onboarding our code team to go through the code and explain some intricacies of the code. And the third part will be sharing the tracks. The first one will be secure, which will be based upon essentially auditing. Okay, so finding bugs, finding vulnerabilities, or even inefficiencies inside of our contracts, which you, as hackathon participants, you feel is something that is not right or could be better about the protocol. And this is the reason we're doing this, of course, is because we want to launch securely, but we also want to launch with full transparency for the SUI ecosystem. And the second one, which could be a lot of fun for some people, is to build on SUIDEX. So, for example, there are many ways that you can integrate other things onto SUIDEX. Could be tools for showing more data share of SUIDEX. It could be building more efficient ways of how we harvest the yield, or how to more seamlessly pair liquidity. All of these kind of ideas that can be floated around with SUIDEX. We will have some more elaborate, and we'll be able to explain more of the build idea for it when we do the live broadcast. So it's the 2 tracks. We're going to run it for 7 days. So we'll have the live broadcast, and then that will be up online, so anyone will be able to find it and check it out. And then we will run for 7 days. After 7 days, we will be open for the submissions. And after a little bit of time, a few days, we will then announce the winners. We are going to be giving away $5,000. It will be 40% of that will be in Victory token, which will happen once we launch. We will be launching very quickly after the hackathon. 30% of it will be in our meme coin mascot, which is already launched, called SUI Trump. 30% of the tokens will be sent in that, in USDC value, and 30% will be sent in USDC. The funds will be sent, the 60% of funds will be sent immediately on announcement, and the 40% will be sent upon the TGE of Victory. And that's how we are going to run. So far, for submissions, you can sign up at suidex.org. And I was just looking at the dashboard on suidex.org. We've now reached just over 30 people which are interested in the hackathon, which does give a great, it's a great amount of people. Actually, I'm very happy with that. And it also means that if there are some very talented people in there, they have a very high chance of winning some of the prizes, which is great too.
Richie, I just wanted to add something real quick as far as the users that are going to want to participate in this yield farm, is because me and Richie are very involved in the SUI community, especially myself. I do SUI network full time. It's all that I do as a full-time job every day. And I've developed relationships with several projects, up in the hundreds even, some very big name projects, Swarm Network, Raiden-X, Moonbags. And there's a lot of new users to crypto in SUI network. That's something that I've noticed. And there's going to be a lot of people that want to use this farm because they trust me, they trust Richie, because they know that we've done nothing but help and support and do everything we can to support the SUI network. And we have been for the last year. SUI Trump coin launched in October of last year, before Trump even won the presidency, because it was just for, the memes about it. But Richie took it very seriously. We have a great community, and we already have people that can't wait to sign up. We already have people ready to pair their coin on the farm. And I think that's one of the main advantages that we have, is our community involvement and how much people trust us in the SUI community.
Understood. So moving ahead, would you like to take some questions from listeners regarding the hackathon or even around SUIDEX?
Yeah, of course, we are here. And also, Reset, if you can make, here we have Mohsin and Shehnawaz. if you can make them speakers, because they are my team from Stack Meridian, so they can also like answer the questions.
Yeah. So, moving ahead, guys, anybody who's listening who wants to ask any questions regarding the hackathon or around SUIDEX, the team is here to answer.
When is the timeline?
Your voice is really echoing. Can you complete it?
So I believe Michael's asking if you could bring up 2 other speakers that were on the team.
Yeah, whosoever wants to ask any questions or want to speak, they can ask for being a speaker, and I'll approve it from my side.
So what were those accounts, Michael, that you said were a part of the team that you wanted to speak?
Shanawaz and Mohsin, you can just request for your mic to be on.
I have approved from Mohsin. He should be a speaker now. Apart from this, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask the team.
Yeah, I was asking when hackathon conducted.
I think that was when is
I'm
this
sorry,
the
Rishat, your voice is echoing a lot. We are not able to understand.
Yeah, Michael
Right
is
now?
actually asking about the timelines. Yeah. So when we are planning to start the hackathon and 1 week window. So yeah, basically that. So Michael, I
Okay,
think
so
it's in.
hackathon will start. Yeah, hackathon will start in like couple of days. The final integration is going on. We will announce it in a couple of days, and hope so we start in couple of days. Uh, right now, registrations are going on for hackathon. And as Richie mentioned earlier, that 1 week we will run this hackathon, and after that we will proceed for audit and launch.
Got it. Uh, I don't think there are any more questions from the listeners. So, thank you guys for coming on this live space and telling about SUIDEX and the upcoming hackathon. I think now we can move to the other segment. So, now I'll be calling up Lakshay, who has had a crazy journey on SUI. He started out as an on-chain explorer while still being in college, and that turned out into real results, both in terms of learning and even earning. So excited for him to share how it all played out. Over to you, Lakshay.
So hello everyone. Uh, Let me introduce myself firstly. So basically, I am Lakshay, a student or a developer from India. So before coming to SUI, I was fully in EVM, exploring on-chain, DeFi. Basically, I tried Avalanche, Ethereum, but I wasn't satisfied with the results that Ethereum was too slow at that time. In back in 2021 to 2022, the fees were high. The Avalanche was not that much user friendly to be begin with. So in my free time, I tried exploring what's happening in the world in Web3. So I came to know about SUI in back in 2023. So I joined the testnet, tried to explore more, uh, and eventually, as Destiny had something for me, I was able to get the community allocation from the Bybit Community Access Program by SUI. So in May 2023, during mainnet launch, I got 1500 SUI. So as a normal person, I sold a bit early, a few percent,
Sorry to interrupt you
and
here. Sorry to interrupt you here, Lakshay. Just wanted to tell the audience that he got
uh,
1500 Sui for $50. That
yeah,
is 50,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that was a crazy deal. Yeah, sorry
Yes.
to interrupt you. You can over to you again.
Okay. Okay. So after getting the 1500 SUI at the $50 by the community access program, I tried to explore more DeFi ecosystem of the SUI network. So basically, I have seen the whole journey of SUI from 2023 to 2025 till now. SUI TVL of less than 50 million at that time in 2023, and now it's almost $2 billion, which is pretty impressive. So I think Miston Lab teams is bit different than others. I think Miston Lab team is built different than others. Like others are copying different things. Recently, I saw the news that Aptos is launching something similar to Walrus, uh, which is seems like a copy like what Miston did earlier with Walrus. So I am continuing my journey again. So after getting the 1500 suite, I tried to explore more. Mr. Betsmith guides helped me in utilizing my suite better. So my first airdrop was ebook at last year in October 2024. I got almost 42,000 ebook tokens at that time. Uh, I then after a pretty impressive increase in the price, I sold a little bit, and a Sui Place sale was going on, and I was pretty excited to buy myself a Sui Place. So I bought myself a console by utilizing the airdrop that I got. Then came the master stroke by Mr. Labs. Uh, this year in 2025, March 27, the Walrus mainnet was launched, and before the announcement of 140 million funding by the Walrus, I at the morning while going to college, I received a message, a notification that I have received something in my wallet by the bot in Telegram. So basically, I checked and I came to know that I have received a allocation of almost 83,100 something of Walrus. I was shocked at that time and thought that maybe it was fake. So I tried to confirm by by death or some SUI ambassadors that if it is real. So they said it is pretty impressive. So uh, last month in May, my overall portfolio topped at almost $75,000. All thanks to Mr. Labs for changing my whole life and making uh, my and everyone's life better. So that's all from my side.
Oh, wow, that was really a great journey. Before anyone else asks you any other questions, I have a lot of questions for you. Uh, Firstly, what all dexes or tools you use for being on chain apart from just the normal allocation that you got? What other tools you used to get these? Were there any specific dApps that contributed a lot, or were you staking, or were you buying NFTs, or what exactly were you doing with the initial funds?
So before going fully on DeFi on the SUI, basically at the start, I was only utilizing my SUI at native staking. So also, I would like to mention that I came to know that about that native staking plays an important role in all ecosystem airdrops. So whoever wants to join future airdrops, kindly do native staking. Native staking is really important. So native staking helped me in getting more allocation, even more than I think Mr. Bradsmith had got less allocation, and it was pretty impressive. So native staking helped me in getting my first ebook allocation, and go for Walrus allocation. I was fully more active on chain. For example, using DeFi on my using my deep tokens, SUI, and other uh, tokens lend on SUI lend. Also, uh, I made some liquidity pools, put some liquidity on Turbos, uh, a little bit on status too. So all these helped me in uh, getting rewards from putting liquidity, and also some life-changing rewards from Mr. Labs too.
that that's a pretty great journey. Hope you don't get kidnapped after this Twitter space. Hopefully. Like people would say that it is now a thing of past. You earned a great airdrop and probably wouldn't be able to earn like this in the future, or if any other, if someone else who's now new into a SUI ecosystem, if they try that, they may say that they wouldn't be able to make it like you. What would be your answer to that? Do you still believe that the airdrop saga and being an on-chain explorer on SUI, will it be still rewarding?
Yes, it is still rewarding. There many ecosystem airdrops are coming this year, including Ika. Full Sail also have a token in their future roadmap. So whoever is interested, whenever Full Sail Finance is live, please try to interact. Also, Magma Finance coin system is uh, already live. So the token will be there for sure. The opportunities are there, so whoever wants to uh, whoever wants to get on-chain rewards can try SUI ecosystem, utilize the TApps properly, and yeah, that's all.
Any
Just a quick
particular?
disruption.
Yeah,
I would
please.
like to
Yeah,
give a disclaimer. The Mistin Labs airdrops, namely Deep, Suyanas, and Walrus, were particularly very large airdrops. And
yeah,
by that I mean the size and total allocation for people. But don't go in a view that if you participate actively on chain, you will get life changing amounts because you might get disappointed. So go with a like low expectation and be happy with what you got. Like you may get surprises, but if you expect high and get low, then you'll be disappointed even though you made a good amount in real life. So always keep your expectations low in airdrop and make some money. That's the thing I want to share. That's it.
That's a
yeah.
pretty valid
Being
point.
early is always.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Reset. Yeah, Lakshay was saying something.
So I was saying that being early is always rewarding for anyone. So being early in SUI was rewarding till now. Many OGs who were in SUI from 2023 uh, made more than $100,000 already. So wherever you are, so consistency is needed. You need to interact daily. You need to be focused and be early where in anywhere you are.
That are some wise words. And anyone from the audience who would like to ask Lakshay any questions, let's say on the dApps that you should be trying or any other airdrops that you should be aiming for. If you want to ask anything from Lakshay, you can just request for being a speaker and I'll approve it. I think Goodness wants to join as a speaker. I'm approving his request.
I had some commentary on Mistin Labs and the developers and the current situation with how they support builders on the network, if you guys want to hear.
Sure.
So yeah, if you go to SUI.io, Mistin Labs is very supportive of builders on their network. There's many programs that they have to support builders, to give them money, grants. Walrus Protocol does that. And also they just had the SUI Overflow in Vietnam, where they chose winners in each category voted by the community. And they do a lot of things to really support people that are building on SUI network. And they're actually some of the most communicative devs of an L1 I've ever seen. I've spoken with Adani many times personally on Spaces. I've spoken with Costas Crypto. and they actually listen to the community and they engage with the community. They listen to the community and they put the people that come first that have been here. They always try to do their best to give them the more advantage than, say, like, you know, a corporation or some big investor. They're invested more into their community than to, you know, big tech or big companies. They really value their user base. So that's just what I wanted to put my 2 cents in.
Thanks for sharing. Definitely, SUI is built different, and obviously, being a new layer one with a different language and having such great stats and traction today wouldn't have been possible if the founders or the ecosystem wouldn't have actually preferred developers and incentives. So yeah, that was a great insight. Goodness, you are speaker. If you want to ask anything to Lakshay or the SUIDEX team, you can uh, unmute yourself. I can't hear you.
I can't hear you. Are you? Your microphone is very
Your
quiet.
microphone is very quiet.
So sorry, goodness, we are not able to hear you, but we believe you are wishing best of luck to the SUIDEX team and also wants to know more protocols you should be using for SUI. Will anybody else from the chat who would like to ask anything? Goodness, if you want, you
And
can even.
you can drop a comment.
Yeah, I was saying that only. So maybe to this post, the post where we posted about this live space, you could just comment there, and Lakshay or folks from SUIDEX team would answer that.
Yeah, if you're on a cell phone, it's the bottom right corner. There's a place where you can leave comments. It's on the very bottom right of the screen if you're on a cell phone.
Anybody else who would like to come as guest and to ask something?
Well, I was wondering does everyone here know about the SUI blockchain and why it is different and what makes it special and unique? I mean, I could tell people about that if they're not clear on that. Something I'm very educated on.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Also,
Okay,
Flurry,
well,
if you can tell us about Sam Blackshear, who made the language.
Sam Blackshear, he was the creator of the Move programming language, because what happened was Mark Zuckerberg, he wanted to create the DM token with Facebook or Meta. So he flew in the greatest minds on the whole planet, you know, Costas Crypto, Sam Blackshear, Adani, but they couldn't move forward with the project because of regulation. So they split the teams to Aptos and Miston Labs, and basically the best of the best stayed with Miston Labs, because Aptos, they launched their chain right away without adjusting the Move programming language, and they do not have an object model, even though they use Move. Miston Labs, they further developed and tweaked the Move language into SUI Move. It was that upgrade specifically that gives it its object-centric model blockchain that scales horizontally, parallel execution. There's no bottleneck. Everything is treated as an object. So that's why it never slows down. It's always sub-second finality speed. The gas doesn't increase. And it's also future-proof. If you can't do or build something on SUI network, you can't do it anywhere else. That's a fact. And SUI network has achieved in 1 year what Solana took 3 years to do. They're constantly adding new protocols, to everything they're building, such as Walrus. They just launched Nautilus, and Seal is just around the corner. I highly recommend everyone check out the SUI official YouTube channel and watch the entire playlist from the Basecamp 2025, because you'll have a new appreciation for it, because there's really nothing like it. And especially with the NFTs, they're fully dynamic. They're an object, so they can have their own properties. They can own other objects. It's not just a JPEG. So that's why SUI Network NFTs have been so popular, because they have actual utility and they have properties. It's not just a picture. So that's why SUI NFTs have been taken off. And with the SUI Play OX1, it's already built. It's ready to be shipped. They're just waiting on the OS. That comes with your own custom dynamic NFT that can keep track of in-game currency, skins, armor, weapons, anything to do with your account on your SUI Play. And there's going to be airdrops that will basically give you more money back than you paid for it. It's already planned out by game developers and other projects that are working with them. And with them bringing GameFi and a device like that, it is more powerful than the Nintendo Switch 2. It is an amazing piece of technology. And that's going to be millions of users onboarded onto SUI. And that's why it was important for them to develop the ZK login, so you can log in with the Gmail account, just an email address and password. Because a lot of us in crypto that have been around, we use seed phrases. Using an email address seems, possibly risky. But the way they've done it is it's ZK, so zero knowledge. Google and Gmail cannot see what you're doing with your account. They don't have access to it. And you're supposed to guard your email address anyways, because that's the access to your bank account or to unlock other things. So you should be keeping your email address and password safe with two-factor authentication anyways. So I think that's a good thing also, because a lot of gamers, they're not going to want to figure out seed phrases. They just want to log in and play. And they have that totally set up and ready to go with their Slush wallet and what was previously stashed. You can actually send people SUI to their email address, and for them to pick it up, they have to make a wallet. So you could onboard people like that. Say, hey, I sent you some SUI. You can pick it up at your email, and then they'll have a wallet, and they'll be using cryptocurrency without even knowing that it happened. So I really like what Mistin Labs is doing. They're really looking out for the people and creating solutions for real world problems. So just a little, thumbs up for SUI Network and Mistin Labs. I love what they're doing.
Thanks for the brief overview. And yeah, all these points really make sense. Great to see SUI doing so many things, like not just, I would say not SUI, instead I would say Mr. Labs doing all these great things, developing great products. And the nicest thing is that other protocols are now copying whatever Mr. Labs is developing. So that gives the validation as well. Anybody else? So
Can I share a good news to you guys? Like we
Sure.
have me and Richie have been we have been successful in getting into the private group of Mr. Sam Blackshear. Only like 30 members are there till now, and some of the OG developers are there. So if from us, if there are any OG developers, we will try to make them there in his private group. It is basically for the code reviewers.
That's great. That's definitely. So guys, if you want to be in the core group, or if you have any suggestions, to reach out to Michael. All right, this has been such a solid session, like some amazing discussions, insights. However, we could keep this going for us, but we'll have to wrap it up. So if
Yeah,
we can have it for a few more minutes. Before that, if anybody else wants to ask any questions to our guest Lakshay and the whole SUIDEX team, they could come as speakers.
Well, I would just like to say, if you need any help with spaces or explaining SUI network to anyone, and you're holding a space and you'd like me to help out, I would be more than happy to help you with that and give a voice from a different perspective anytime. I do anything to grow the SUI network, and I like supporting anyone that's building and doing good things on the network.
Sure, we can definitely have that, like something around all the new products. Maybe you could explain just like you were explaining in very brief and easy language. So yeah, we can have that sometime. Maybe next week we could have the live space for this. I think there are no more speaker invitation request or any other questions. Then we can end it in a minute or two.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, Bhavesh.
Hi, are you okay? Well, thank you for hosting these kind of spaces. I just found out about it today, and I think it's always very interesting to spread the word about what SUI Network is doing. So I was wondering if I could have just like 3-5 minutes to explain a bit about what we're doing on SUI.
Sure. Are you a builder?
Yeah, well, we are an NFT project, okay, and what we are bringing is a really fresh approach to the PFP regular NFT space, okay. So basically, what we thought is, because we have been NFT users for a long time, and we really enjoy and appreciate what so many projects have done, both on SUI and other blockchains. But we also felt that at this point, regarding PFP NFT collections, maybe there was a high percentage of projects which were doing kind of similar things. So we thought about taking a different approach. So I will sum up very, very quickly what we are doing. So the first thing we did was, okay, it's talked a lot about the fact that NFTs are for the culture, and NFTs, and we need to bring back fun to NFTs. So the first thing we did was we did a very careful planning for the project, but we decided not to release the roadmap all at once. Okay, our approach is, if you are watching a film or you're watching something cultural, you don't want to know the end in the second minute. So. Instead of that, what we did was, first we started releasing weekly chapters of the lore, of the story of the project. Okay, kind of like a comic, but on X. You can see that in our highlights tab. After 3 weeks, in which our community was like very excited following following the story, we released the first big news, which was that we are a multi-character PFP collection. So that means there is more than one character. Each character will have different traits depending on their nature. They have a kind of personality. Okay, so that was like the big, like the first new thing we brought, the first fresh approach. Now we are in the second stage of the project, which has started this week. And we believe, okay, we can say, as far as we know, no other PFP collection has done anything like that before, not on SUI and not on any other blockchain, which is we crafted 7 characters. And in the next 2 weeks or 2 weeks and a half, approximately, we are running a series of 4 events in which, by different tasks, our community will decide which 4 of the 7 characters will make it to the main phase. So they will decide the future of the lore, of the story too. Okay, so this is like, it's a level of involvement by the community that we are not sure if it has been explored by any other projects before. We are getting a lot of respect and admiration from solid projects like from Solana, Avax, Aptos. We have a strong community on SUI, but we believe that we are still not so well known on SUI, which is curious, because we are building on SUI actually. And then when we finish with this stage, for the post-mint stage, we plan to release in real-life products. Some of them, well, I would say most of them are going to be focused on onboarding new people to Web3 and especially to SUI. Okay, so they're going to be related to educational content, focused on blockchain, positive uses of blockchain, basic finance, and sustainability of resources. Okay, that's all I can say for now. Thank you.
Thank you, boss, for telling more about your project. Best of luck for that, and sounds really great. Also, we have a question to the. I think that this can be the last question for this call. So, we have a question for the SUIDEX from Goodness, who wasn't able to speak. So his question is about the hackathon. That what exactly are developers going to build in it, and basically, I think he's asking more on that. What type of developers, like what stage of developers, would be able to participate in the hackathon, and what could they expect from it?
Richie, will you answer or you want me to answer?
Sure, I can answer. So for the build stage, it is very much about taking I think probably the easiest ways to try and build on our yield system and the liquidity system that we have. Some of the build tasks I'm going to put will be, for example, something called a zapper. So a zapper is when you form liquidity, you generally take two assets. You need to find both assets, link them up, and then give two transactions for them to go together, right? Whereas with the zapper capability, you take one coin and then on chain that will do the work for you essentially, and then magically for the user, their LP has been formed. Okay, that would be one of the ideas or hints that we can give for something that could happen. Other ones would be for when you harvest yield. What happens to that yield could be compounded back into the ecosystem, could have 50-50 compound. These kind of these little tweaks and kind of ways of making the experience more efficient that we are thinking about for the build section. In terms of knowledge of code, I think that because personally for me, I've only been learning SUI Move for about 3 months. So for me, I would say I'm not yet there and capable. I work as project leader for SUIDEX. I have been experienced in building. I'm trained quite well on EVM, but in terms of coding on SUI Move, it's quite challenging. So I'm still working through it. So for me, I would say with 3 months experience inside of learning SUI Move, I'm not yet ready or brave maybe enough to have a go. But the thing is, our hackathon does not cost you a penny. If you just want to have a go and experience what it's like to join a hackathon in an environment where no one will be judging you, no one will tell you, no, you're not good enough, go away. That won't happen. We are welcoming for everyone to come and have a try and enjoy the community movement that is SUI Chain, because SUI is all about having no ego and being welcoming to anybody who wants to join in us in the SUI community, trying to make it a better place. I will have a whole
Yeah, I'm adding just one thing
Sure.
here, that because we are this hackathon is a free event and anyone can participate here. So UI based will be for public testing, that we have kept flawless, as we have made it. But deep into smart contract, we will be having two bugs there. Okay, just to let us know that okay, developers are actually finding the bugs. So we are intentionally keeping two bugs there to see who are really finding the bugs. Okay, and out of that, the whatever will be the real bug or the real exploit chances, they will be getting the rewards to keep it to let us know that okay, actually developers are working, because it might happen that our codes will be without bugs and no one is finding any bugs, or only small issues are coming. So that is why intentionally deep into the smart contract we are keeping two bugs. I hope it will help developers to find it more rigorously, to test it more rigorously.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah, so the reason is we're going to hide 2 vulnerabilities or bugs inside of the SUIDEX code for our hackathon entrants to also attempt to find and say, okay, this is definitely one of them, for example. Yeah, and it's fun and also very helpful for us to see the field of, okay, if someone is able to find a bug inside of the code that we put there, but then they, or they say there is another problem that I found, but then if they can't find the ones that we put, which are extremely obvious, or not extremely obvious, but quite obvious, then why would the problem that they say they found would be something of concern? So it's also a little bit of psychology gameplay that we've added in for for the hackathon too.
So I think there's going to be about another
Yeah.
100 or so people signing up after hearing that.
Yeah, possibly. It's fun, right?
No, we are putting all our experiences here. Whatever we have made experience in using terms and earning crypto through various means and different DeFi protocols. We are using all our experience in doing all the things, all the developments, all the marketings. As simple as that.
Got it. Great initiative, guys, and I wish you best of luck for SUIDEX and the upcoming hackathon. Guys, do check out, go to SUIDEX Twitter and also SUIDEX group on TG for more information about the hackathon. So I think we can conclude now. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in and patiently listening. And very big shout out to our speakers for sharing their product journeys and taking the time to answer questions. So we'll all see you in the next live space with a new topic, fresh agenda, and the fresh gossips. Thank you everyone for joining in. Bye.
Thank you, SUI India.
Yeah, and as it is SUI India, everyone needs to say Bharat Mata ki Jai or Jai Hind.
Signing off. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Bye.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, Jai Hind.
Let's fucking go. Okay, it's time to end. Bye bye. Good.